All right, it's Tuesday, February 27th. This is another SPY update a little later in the morning. I'm still waiting for kind of a green bar to form to the upside that follows through a little bit and begins to test that first bar high to see if we can get the structure on the day to the upside. It's still just hanging around inside this first bar. So on my previous video, I kind of shot my context where starting on the bigger picture on the weekly chart, I still think this green week from last week high should be tested. So that's driving my context to the upside until proven otherwise. I think on the daily chart here, you have two, kind of pause days to start the week, but you're not getting down to your target yet, although it's still possible we break to the downside. I'm not saying that's not going to happen, but the more and more it fails to kind of reach into that gap, which is the next target, the more excited you are for, at least on the daily chart, to get a 2-up day, or maybe a day here that, takes out the low of the previous day, gets to the midpoint of that day, which would be a green bar, forming to the upside here, if we can get above that first bar high. So I'm still waiting for that. In the meantime, there are some trades out there that look good. I just made two secondary trades I thought I'd point out, just to show you the different types of things I look for. So, for example, I'll go here. I just bought Netflix 580 calls at 1846, and I just bought Coinbase here at 199.88. So those are the two trades that I like on secondary trades. Netflix had a breakout here on bar number 2 and 3 and paused and came back to the midpoint of that bar and then started green. So I bought that right here. That's starting to move up. We're going to see if it makes its secondary push to the highs of the day. I like the context that in the big picture, it kind of been pausing in here, and now this is kind of a breakout for another leg higher. So there's a lot of energy built up for momentum to the upside. On the daily chart, you can see here, it's kind of a new daily high that just, when it hits that inflection point, it does pause, but it doesn't mean the trend isn't strongly up. So I kind of like that first pullback here, watching it just orderly, green bar. We'll see if it works to the highs of the day. Coinbase, again, of all the stocks I'm watching, this one is very strong, and I bought some yesterday. I shot how video high bought down here yesterday. Anyway, after a big gap up, that's an exhaustion risk on the short term. I kind of like these pullbacks and then the red to green kind of thing to at least kind of, whether it takes out the high of the day or not, I don't know, but it should at least on this a strong trend move back up into the range. So I kind of watched it here. There was a failure green bar, or, green reversal bar here that just didn't follow through. Red, then a big green bar here. So I just bought it here kind of at the blue line, and we'll see if we can kind of work back up to the range. If all goes well, we get back up to the highs of the day, but after a lot of momentum to the upside, hard to say if it's going to take that out, but it should bring in some buying and give me a good little trade to the upside. So just wanted to show you, this is a red to green move on a big pullback after a gap up. This one here is more of a move up that pulls back to the halfway point of the first bar and starts higher with the target up to there, and possibly a lot higher in the big picture as it makes its way on a big breakout, from some sideways action. So just showing you the types of trades I kind of look for using this 15-minute chart. I discussed how I, earlier on bought NVIDIA here at the inside bar breakout. So there's a lot of things when you look at this 15-minute chart that judges, that you can judge for opportunities with small risk and kind of expecting immediate follow through and having some context in play. But again, back to the SPY, you can see we're breaking down a little bit now. I don't love, these stocks aren't going to, well, they might go up, but I mean, it's going to be a lot better if the market turns up and everything's moving together. So for now, looks like we want to maybe take out this liquidity down here. We'll see if that builds some momentum into this gap. Just got to watch price action at that point. But I still think any failures to the downside here could start a nice move up. That's going to be the really nice trade when it occurs. And if you want to, get short here and think we're going to take out this liquidity and see what kind of momentum builds up, I guess you can do that. And if it fails, get right out type of thing, because maybe we are heading lower first. There's still compound targets down to that bar. So, that's what's unfolding here. And maybe this whole pause here was just a big pause before the big down move occurs. I can't say for sure, but I'm still going with the the buy is to the upside until I really see some kind of big failure unfold. And again, going to the upside, I'm just patiently waiting for this kind of to move back up, knowing that to me, that's the trade I'm really looking for. And it may or may not happen, but when it does, I'll be ready for it. So anyway, we'll see what happens here as it kind of moves to the lows of the day. If this fails and gives a big green bar to the upside, that could be something interesting. But I want to get above that first bar high to really confirm today is moving back up.